Hello, sports fans and baseball fans. It's me, Sportsman Z, Bob Zolke. Today I've got a game for you. It's going to be a baseball max game between the 1979 Oakland Athletics and the 1971 Washington Senators. A nice matchup in its own right. And we will see how that comes out. So as you can see, the pitchers today are going to be Dick Bosman for the Washington Senators and Rick Langford for the A's. And here is the lineup for Oakland that will face Bosman. It'll be Dwayne Murphy leading off and playing center field. Batting second will be Mike Edwards, the second baseman. Dave Revering will bat third and be the first baseman. Jeff Newman bats in the cleanup spot, and he's at the catcher position. Tony Armas will bat fifth and play right field. Wayne Gross will play third base. Mitchell Page will bat seventh and be the DH. Mike Heath will be the left fielder, and Rob Piccolo will be at shortstop. For the Washington Senators, they will line up as Del Unser leading off and playing center field. Toby Harrah batting second and playing short. Frank Howard will bat third and play left field. Don Mincher will bat in the cleanup spot and play first base. Bernie Allen bats fifth and plays third. McGraw, Tom McGraw, plays right field. I'm not sure what his first name is. And he bats sixth. Casanova will bat seventh and play catcher. Tim Cullen bats eighth and plays second base. And Dick Billings will be the DH and bat ninth. So that's where you are. That's what you're looking at. Let's see. We'll go on. We'll get on with the game. Let's get on with the game. I believe I am Oakland, and you got Dwayne Murphy up, and yes, and it's asking me to swing away. So I am going to be Oakland. The dice are rolled, and it's a 2-6, which is a strikeout. So Dwayne Murphy goes down on strikes. Next batter is Mike Edwards. And he is going to get a ground out to second. And that brings to the plate Dave Revering. Got a little power on his card if you hit the right column. But here he's going to get a single 1-12 possibility. And it is. He does get a single. So Revering is aboard with a single. And that brings up Jeff Newman. Jeff Newman with a little bit of power too, but kind of hidden away. But that's going to be a possible single, 1-6, but it isn't. And so the A's go down 1-2-3 in the first inning, and that brings Washington to the plate. And we, of course, like I said, have Rick Langford out there. Rick Langford actually had a good year this year. The pitchers for Oakland weren't that bad. It was the lineup that was terrible. That's a fly out, so Unser is retired, and that brings Toby Harrah up. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. So there's two down quickly for Washington, and Frank Howard is the batter. And of course, Frank Howard had a lot of power, and he gets a single. Frank Howard is aboard. Both teams have gotten hits in the first inning. Let's see if Don Mincher can keep that going for Washington. Oh, Frank Howard was trying to steal. Come on. You know that's not going to happen. A roll of the dice, and that is a ballpark home run. It's only 1-3, though. And it isn't. It's a fly out. Fly out to right field. And so Oakland comes up in a 0-0 game. It might be that for a very long time. Tony Armas is the batter. He's going to get a 4-5, which is a fly to right. One down. Wayne Gross. Loved Wayne Gross. He's going to get a 5-11. That is going to be a ballpark home run. Again, only 1-3 chance. And it does not happen. He actually flies out to right. And that brings up Mitchell Page. Mitchell Page gets a home run 1-14. Now those are better odds right there. But he doesn't get it. He gets a double. He ends up having to settle for the double off the wall, which brings up the catcher, Mike Heath. And he is going to pop out to second. So the A's had a little bit of a, put a little bit of a scare into Washington there in the second, but they came away with nothing. A big nothing. Bernie Allen is up, playing third base today. I'm accustomed to seeing him at shortstop, but he gets a single. So he is aboard. And Tommy McGraw, Tom McGraw. I said Tom McGraw. It's Tommy McGraw. He is going to pop out to second base. There's one down. Paul Casanova. And he is going to strike out. So after getting the leadoff man aboard, the Senators get 2 quick outs, and Tim Cullen is the batter. And that's going to be a fly to center field. So the A's come away with nothing, and we go to the top of the third in a 0-0 game with Rob Piccolo up. And he's going to fly out to left field. Next up, top of the order, Dwayne Murphy. And he's going to ground out to second. Both of these pitchers pitching well, of course, but that's because both lineups are not very good. Mike Edwards is the batter, and he is going to ground out to third. So the A's go quickly. Our A's go quickly. We go to the bottom of the third inning, where Dick Billings, the 9th batter and DH for Washington, will greet Langford with a possible single, but no. It isn't. It is going to, in fact, be a pop out to short. The next batter is Del Unser. We're back to the top of the Washington order. With Del Unser, you would think we were in good territory at the top of the order, but this is Washington. It's not really a good lineup. Toby Harrah, who went on to play for the Texas Rangers because Washington became the Texas Rangers. And that's going to be a pop out to shortstop. So no runs for Washington in the third. We're in the top of the fourth inning with Dave Revering. And he is going to get a ground to second. What's going to happen there? It's a ground out. Jeff Newman. Again, you like that third column, but that's going to be a strikeout right there, though. And Tony Armas is up. Had some power that year. 5-12 ground ball to first base, and he is out. The first baseman makes the play, and we are proceeding to the bottom of the fourth inning with Frank Howard batting against Rick Langford. You get the feeling that one run is going to win this game. Ground ball to third, and Gross can't play it. It's a single. Don Mincher is the batter. And he's going to get a single 1-9 possibility here. And he does get it. So Washington has the first 2 men aboard with no outs. And Bernie Allen up. But that's going to be a strikeout right between some traffic. And he is out, which brings up Tommy McGraw. Still runners at first and second. That's going to be a possible single 1-9. He doesn't need this one to come through. And it doesn't. Thankfully for him, it's a line out to short. So there are 2 down, and Paul Casanova up. He doesn't have a very good card. But right there, he does have a home run. And so it's a 3-0 Washington. And that probably puts it out. I mean, I got to believe that's going to put it out of reach. But that's a fly ball to center to end the inning. But Washington strikes for 3 in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th with Wayne Gross up. And he's going to pop out to 3rd. That brings up Mitchell Page. That's a ground ball to 2nd. Now, see, now the problem for Oakland is we don't need just a home run, somebody to pop a home run. We need people to get on base. And this team is going to be hard-pressed to get on base. That's a line out to short for Mike Heath. The catcher, we go to the bottom of the 5th, where Washington will send up Dick Billings, their DH and 9th hitter. And he's going to ground out to 2nd, so there's 1 away. Del Unser is the batter, and he walks. Del Unser, the leadoff hitter, has walked. He's only a stealing C. I'm not going to watch him. 2-9. That is going to be a strikeout. There's 2 down quickly. And Frank Howard, the batter. Now, he can pop one out. He doesn't, though. He strikes out. So, we're going to the top of the 6th. Down 3-0. We need base runners here. Rob Peachlow is the batter. Dick Bosman is keeping everybody off base, though. Ground ball to 3rd base. That is an out. Dwayne Murphy up. He's got some walks. He can get on base. Single 1 to 5 chance. Not very big. And he is out. So he lines out to 1st base, and that brings Mike Edwards up. Not a very good card at all. 1-7 is a pop out to 3rd base. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 here. We have no runs on just 2 hits, and Washington has 3 runs on 5 hits. They will bring Don Minchard to the plate against Langford, who induces the fly ball. And Bernie Allen is the batter. And that's going to be a home run for Bernie Allen. So now it's 4-0. Really looking like it's out of reach here for this Oakland team. Single for Tommy McGraw. All of a sudden, Washington wants to be a good offensive team. And that'll be a fly to right, but it's an error in right field. This is crazy. And Tim Cullen, the batter. That's going to be a catcher card X, and it's a fielder's choice for 2 outs. And Dick Billings is up. Runner unable to get a good lead. And so we will just pitch to Dick Billings. And he strikes out. Top of the 7th inning for us. Revering is up. Now, I'm not going to take Langford out because really none of this has been Langford's fault, really. It was off the hitter's cards. I think maybe the home run by Bernie Allen was off of Langford's card, but the 3-run homer wasn't his fault, I don't think. Tony Armas is up with 2 down, and he is going to ground out to shortstop. Washington to bat at the top of the order with Del Unser. That's a fly to center, and it is a fly out. Dwayne Murphy's out there. He's a pretty good defensive outfielder. Toby Hara is the batter. That'll be a possible single. It's a 1 to 15 chance. And it is a single. Frank Howard up with a man on and only 1 out. But that's a fly to left. So 2 down. And that's going to be a ground to short, but it's a single plus an error. It puts runners at second and third with 2 down and Bernie Allen up. And he's going to get a 1-1 chance or a single that'll knock in 2 runs. Single that is should knock in both runs. I'll throw for the lead runner, but I don't like the odds. Play at home. Let's get the play at home. Well, he's out 15 to 20, but he is safe. So it's like 6-0. So yeah, 6-0 with Tommy McGraw up. And he strikes out. Top of the 8th, Wayne Gross. Ground ball to second base. That's 1 way. Mitchell Page. Mitchell Page is going to fly out to center. And Mike Heath. And he's going to fly out. Now, I will take Langford out here in the 8th, so he goes 7 and allows 6 runs. Substitutions for Langford. Yeah. And we're going to bring in Craig Manetto. So Craig Manetto is on to pitch. Not very good, but then again, we're down 6-0 anyway. And Paul Casanova is up. And that's going to be a double 1 to 4. It is thankfully only a single, though. So Casanova's aboard with Tim Cullen up. And he's going to walk. This guy is really bad. Dick Billings is the batter. That's going to be a ground to third base, which is an error by Gross. He does not need that. Bases are loaded and no 1 out. And that's going to be a possible single. It's a 1 to 5. Really needs this to be an out, and it is. It's a line out to short. Which brings up Toby Hara. And that's a ground out to shortstop, but it's a ground ball to shortstop, which is a single. It gets through. Bad defense here by the Oakland A's. And that is going to be a possible triple. This guy is horrible. This is like one of the worst cards I've seen in my life. So it looks like it's 8-0. 8-0, only 1 out. No, 9-0. 9-0 with only 1 out and Mincher up. That's his column. That's Manetto's column, you got to say, and he strikes him out. 2 down. I mean, you really want them rolling on the batter's card with this guy. That's a strikeout. But 3 more runs come across for Washington, and so now we need 9 runs right here. It seems really unlikely that's going to happen. Rob Peachlow is the leadoff hitter, and that's a strikeout. Bosman is going to probably go the distance here and get the shutout. Dwayne Murphy. Of course, this was back in the day, and, you know, Bosman, I'm sure, had quite a few complete games. We do get a single, get a man on with a single, and Mike Edwards is the batter. That'll be a fly to left, though. That's 2 down. And up steps Dave Revering. And that's going to be a fly ball, and that'll end it. So we will take a look at the box score, which was not very good for Oakland at all. We had 9 hits and 39 at bats. Or no, they did. They had 9 hits and 39 at bats and 9 RBIs. We had 3 hits and 30 at bats. Not good at all. Look at the pitching. Langford went 7. He allowed 10 hits and 5 earned runs. Walked 1 and struck out 6 and allowed 2 homers. Manetto went 1 and he allowed 2 earned runs, 3 runs total. The game was played at RFK Stadium. The weather was average, and that is going to be it for me. Sportsman Z, Bob Zolke, signing off.